Hey, what's up, guys? Barry Robinson here, 8 Million Styles Boxing, filming for Dynamic Striking. This tutorial is long in the waiting. You guys have heard me ranting about rhythm step for a very long time. I've made a lot of people angry talking about the rhythm step for a long time, and also some fighters have had success listening to the teachings about the rhythm step and studying. This tutorial is going to be the most in-depth breakdown on film, on video, that's ever been done in a rhythm step. And this is a culmination of studies since 2013. For a lot of you guys that don't know, the first time I heard about the rhythm step was 2013. I didn't hear about it, I saw it. I worked at a company called All American Heavyweights. Rich guy Michael King was trying to make the next great American heavyweight, rest in peace. And we took guys from football that failed and couldn't make it to the NFL, and basically trying to turn these guys into boxers. Long story short, one day, one of the athletes was shadow boxing, and I kept seeing them rhythm step. So I asked my colleague, Coach Flip Johnson, I said, Coach, why are we doing this movement? Why are we doing this? And he says, oh, we all do it to get a rhythm. But that answer at the time, me being a young, stubborn coach, it wasn't good enough. That wasn't a good enough reason to rhythm step. So I went on this long journey started in 2013. Here we are in 2022 now. And Lemmy and I were talking about this earlier. I had to first see the problem, but I didn't understand exactly what I was seeing. I had to study the problem. I had to find the right film. Then I had to come up with a system and really understand it. So it's really taken all these years. This is not a quick study for content for you guys. Oh, guys, look at this is not that. This is I'm sorry, I'm really bad at math, guys. 2013, 2022. 9 years. Wow, 9 year study. So all my craziness, guys, call it crazy, but we're going to give you data as usual. We're going to give you facts as usual, all backed by film study. And what I really suggest is that you guys go get the rhythm step book so you're able to tie the drills. Remember, you have drills and programs, and then you have talking, then you have film study. So if you really want to use this tutorial the perfect way, make sure you guys get the book so you can tie everything together. I'm really excited for this one. I'm trying to contain my excitement. So guys, sit back, bring your notebooks out, get ready to take notes for the rhythm step tutorial. Guys, you guys have to forgive me. Listen, I went to school, elementary school in Harlem, New York, between 129th, 130th, and 5th Avenue, a school called PS 133, Public School 133. So our teacher used to always give us these current events. I'm pretty sure you guys got it too. In the current events, they ask you questions. What are the questions they ask? What, when, how, why? And these are important questions for development. Most people just study what, and they miss out what Bruce Lee say, all that heavenly glory. What is not enough, how and why? So what is the rhythm step? Well, going back to what I was talking to you guys about, the rhythm step is when you break your base. What is your base? Our base has space between our feet. It doesn't matter if your feet are pointed this way, you're a Muay Thai fighter. Doesn't matter if you're a wrestler, you're down here somewhere. Doesn't matter if you're boxing. Doesn't matter if you're playing baseball. Doesn't matter if you're shooting a free throw, playing basketball, a soccer goalie. You have a base for a reason. So what is the rhythm step? I call it the rhythm step. Why? Again, remember I was working at All American Heavyweights, saw a fighter do this, asked my coach, my colleague, veteran, why is he doing that? He said to get a rhythm. So eventually I said, okay, it's a rhythm step. So what the rhythm step is basically, in a very easy sense, it's a way of breaking your base. And we do it all the time. So that is the what of what is the rhythm step. Let's get into the how people rhythm step. There's a few ways, and you probably think of even more. So one of the first ways people rhythm step is they get a rhythm bounce. So they're moving around, they circle here, and they do something like this. And they think they're looking good. So it's a rhythm bounce, right? Okay, so that's one of the ways people rhythm step. Another way is a lazy break. I'm sure all you guys have been in your class. I'm pretty sure when you watch this, I guarantee you'll never be able to unsee what I'm about to do. So let me use you for a second, Coach James. So James and I are doing a drill. The drill coach says, come into class. You guys are going to throw 1, 2, 1, 2 as a warm up. So fighting stance, 1, 2. My turn, 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Hey, James, how you doing? Everything good?
Good.
Okay. Everything good? Why are you staying in your fighting stance? James has a great base. So what people do, one of the things that people do is they do a lazy break. And a lazy break is generally something like this. They come out of there, this is a rhythm step, okay? They take a lazy break. They don't feel like fighting, they take a lazy break. And we do that pretty much in training all the time unconsciously, okay? Thank you, James. Yes, okay. The next way people rhythm step is a pendulum step. Now, we're gonna really get into the pendulum step because technically, nobody's feet comes together when they're pendulum stepping, right? Nobody's feet coming together, right? Okay, but this is a way of breaking your base, and I'll explain that pretty much later, but we'll tell you a little bit now. So, the pendulum step is one of the easiest ways to time somebody. Why? Because if it's your main base, listen to my linguistics here, people. If it is your main base, if your main footwork base, we have so many footwork bases. We can walk, we can do go steps, we can gallop, okay? But if your main base is this, I need to get in a 50-50 and I need to do this, you're easily timed, depending on the team. Don't get me wrong. I know some of you guys are going to say, Barry, I pendulum step all the time. Well, against a savvy team that did their homework and does a scouting report and writes down, let's see, this guy, 80% of the time, he rhythm steps, he comes forward after 3 bounces to throw strikes. Okay, that's a scouting report. And only in combat sports is a scouting report no good. Only in combat sports do we go, well, Canelo rhythm stepped. That's a scouting report in other sports, people. So the pendulum step, we'll get into this later, is a form of rhythm stepping. Here's one of my new favorites, the L step. Hate me all you want, I don't care, people. But this is what L step is. And actually, let's just quickly go over the L step. I discovered what an L step was my first time filming here with you guys. I was doing a pivot tutorial, and I was showing them a technique, go step. My right foot going first, and my guy Connor said, Barry, that's the L step. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, we do it all the time. And I was like, Connor, show me that again. And I realized that at that time, his left foot moved here for him to go here. But that doesn't make any sense, right? Because we want to go here. So if I want to go here, I should go here. But what happens with the L step, a form of breaking your base, is you take your left foot first. And if you notice, I'm 6'5", people. God, I said I was going to start this tutorial calm. And I've cursed already. I'm already upset now. I'm 6'5", and I didn't go anywhere on a damn L step. Look at me. Tell me where I went. It looks great. I look smooth. Don't I look smooth? I look good. New shoes, guys, for you guys. Do I look good doing an L step? But I didn't go anywhere. So what the fuck is the point? Let's move on. Triangle steps. Here's another form of rhythm stepping. So a triangle step, from what I understand, is when you do like this and do this. Okay? But in that moment, you've broken your base. Can you never triangle step? Never said that. But if I'm the head coach and I'm scouting you and this is your habit, you have a habit of doing this, you got a lot of problems on your hands. Can't say that for everybody, but hopefully after this tutorial, the whole industry will have problems on their hands and will elevate this sport that's so beautiful and should be just as high as basketball, football, baseball, but we've seen as like just entertainment. Just entertainment. Okay, next, crossing your feet going forwards and backwards. Here's something common some people do. They're walking backwards because, why do they do this? Anybody, why do people do this with their feet? They don't what?
No boring drills.
Nobody does boring drills. So nobody comes in the gym. We warm up like this. Watch my feet, everybody. We warm up like this. I don't know what that is. I have no clue what kind of movement that is for combat sports. I have no clue. No clue. But we don't do this. We don't do that. Why don't we do it? Because we're arrogant. We're arrogant. We're egotistical. So we do things that would break our base, but we don't do boring stuff that's actually going to help us. So what ends up happening is when a person gets fatigued or unconsciously, they want to go to the left, they're in a conventional stance, they end up going like this. And in this moment, you're not in fighting stance. Position you can take advantage. That's just your back foot. Same thing, front foot. Nobody does this. So what ends up happening, guy gets fatigued, he's doing this. Now, let's get some film study references, because I know when somebody's been learning something a certain way so long, they go, no, my coach said. But let's talk about knockouts. Any knockouts for you, back foot first? Any knockouts, you guys remember? Okay. Amir Khan versus Canelo. Amir Khan did great, phenomenal. Boxed his head off, phenomenal. He made one mistake, back foot first, sleepy time. That's it, simple. Let's give you another one, MMA. Let's change sports. Yoel Romero versus Chris Weidman. This is Corinthians chapter 2. Listen, I'm spitting off this. You hear me right now? Okay, I'm sermoning this right now. Listen, guys. Chris Weidman was doing a great job, but he made a mistake. He stepped here. In that moment, Yoel Romero had been feigning the knee. He threw the knee. He missed it. One time, Chris Weidman, one mistake here, jumping knee, fight over, finish. So now you say, Barry, that's one fight. But no, in other sports, they're so intelligent. Are they so intelligent or are they just humble, real humble? Not I eat vegan humble, I donate humble. They're combat sports humble, which is, or should be combat sports humble, which is they study and they try to train, they try to take advantage of people's mistakes, including LeBron James. But we don't do that. We go, Dominique Cruz gets away with it. Connor got away with it. That's our thinking in combat sports. We're more idol worshiping instead of studying to improve. So that's another way those are the ways that people break their base. Let's go over them again. Rhythm bounce. Okay. Lazy reset. Pendulum step. Okay. We also have crossing your feet going forwards and backwards. Did I miss one? Oh, my favorite, my new favorite, the L step. Oh my goodness, my new favorite. Oh, excuse me, triangle step also. So those are the how, these are the hows of how people rhythm step. Let's move on, stay tuned. Here's the win of the current events. People rhythm step, when do they rhythm step? They rhythm step when they get fainted. Okay, actually, let me jump in. Let me faint the out of me. Faint, do it again. I tried to go into all of that. So, thank you, sir. So, people rhythm step when they get fainted. They rhythm step when they get tired. They rhythm step to set up offense because most guys that rhythm step, you can guarantee, almost guarantee, 90% of the time, if they're rhythm stepping without you putting them, keywords, when you're putting them into that position, this is a way for them to, they don't know what to do. But when they're rhythm stepping voluntarily, because this is what they've been doing in training to set up offense unconsciously, keyword, unconscious, there's no system there. There's zero system there. So when people rhythm step unconsciously, they do this and they want to explode. They want to explode. That's what they want to do. So that's one of the other ways people rhythm step. Why is this so important to know that? From now on, you watch this video today, you now know you can get a guy into that position. What are you doing when you get him to that position? Controlling the clock. Controlling the clock. Why is clock control so important? You got to talk to your coach about that. Or get some other videos of ours. We cover it immensely. The other way, people are going to rhythm step, they're going to be offensive. So you have an opportunity to do what? Unfortunately, most people have been dumbing this thing down since I've been talking about it. Since I talk about it on social media, people go, oh, Coach Barry said, people in the world, don't dumb people down, don't dumb yourself down. Don't listen to other people, listen to the source. It's not like I'm talking out my ass, I'm giving you guys film. So when you see a person rhythm step unconsciously, they're probably going to come forward. Disengage, it's simple. If you want to stay in a 50-50, you see a person do this and go, you know what, I'm going to beat him to the punch. This is why they're doing a rhythm step, to get ready to work. So if you're not ready to work with them, which most of the time you're not because you guys don't even train this stuff, you're not doing film study, you're not doing the proper work, disengage, go away. And if you happen to get the opportunity, okay, yes, you can counter, but if you read the rhythm step book, I never said, hey, as soon as the guy rhythm step, come in with strikes. That's I'm in the States. That is not good. So here's the why. Why do people rhythm step? Well, you guys have heard me ranting and raving how combat sports is far behind other sports. And footwork in basketball is so precise. Footwork. Jiu-jitsu so precise. I listen to Gordon Ryan on his Instagram channel talk about how he likes to breaks people bases all the time. So important. Tennis, so important. But we're not held accountable in the gym in combat sports. We're doing a drill, and all of a sudden the drill is this, but out of the drill, we begin to rhythm step, and we do it unconsciously, and part of that why is we're not held accountable. The coach is not holding themselves accountable. Coaches are watching fights, and we're looking at strikes. We don't look at anybody's feet. Then we don't develop drills, and we don't hold the fighters accountable because it's annoying. The same way I'm annoying you guys on social media talking about the rhythm step. Instead of you going, wow, this is really something that could change my career, you're annoyed. That's the industry in. So the why of why we rhythm step is there's no accountability. We're super arrogant, super egotistical, and that's pretty much the why, but we're gonna dig a little bit deeper into that. Stay tuned. That's the how, when, why, and the what of the rhythm step. That's your current events. Now let's dig deep into the programming.